If you work late in an office building and you see someone in a window across the street, make sure they actually work there. 3 years ago, my coworker Daniel Reeves and I used to stay late almost every night. We worked on the 7th floor of a small insurance office in Columbus. Most people left around 5:30, but Daniel and I were project analysts. Deadlines meant late nights, empty floors, and quiet buildings. Across the street was another office building. Old brick, 9 floors. At night, almost every window was dark, except one, the same office window, every night. And every night, a man sat inside it, just sitting, looking out at us. At first, we thought he was just another guy stuck working late, but after a while, something about him started to feel wrong. Not scary, just wrong. And the worst part is, Daniel decided to find out who he was. It started in early November, cold rain tapping against the windows, streetlights reflecting off the wet pavement below. Daniel's desk sat closest to the window. Mine was a few feet behind him. One night around 9:40 p.m., Daniel leaned back in his chair. "Hey," he said. "That guy's here again." I walked over. Across the street, on the 6th floor of the brick building, a single office light was on. Inside sat a man at a desk. From that distance, you couldn't see details, just a shape. A dark figure sitting perfectly still, facing the window. Facing us, Daniel raised his hand and waved. The figure didn't move. "Probably can't see us," Daniel said. But I wasn't sure, because the man's head was pointed directly at our window. The next night, he was there again. Same desk, same position, same stillness, and every night after that. At first, it became a small joke between us. "Your boyfriend's here again," I told Daniel one night. He looked up and laughed. Sure enough, the light across the street was on, and the man was sitting there, perfectly still. But after about 2 weeks, something started bothering Daniel. "Have you ever seen him move?" he asked. I thought about it. Honestly, no, not once. Every time we looked over, he was already sitting there, same position, same direction, no shifting, no standing, no walking around, just sitting, looking out the window. One Thursday night, Daniel stood up and walked right to the glass. He leaned forward and squinted across the street. Then he slowly waved both arms. "Hey, nothing." The man didn't react. Didn't blink, didn't move. Daniel frowned. "That's weird." "What?" I asked. "I swear his head hasn't moved in 2 weeks." I shrugged. "Maybe he's staring at his computer." Daniel shook his head slowly. "No, he's staring at us." The weather got colder. By December, the streets below were nearly empty. By 9 p.m., most nights, the only sounds were distant traffic and the hum of streetlights. And still, the man sat in that window. Every night, around the same time, same position, same stillness. One night, Daniel did something stupid. He grabbed a flashlight from the emergency cabinet. "Watch this." Before I could stop him, he flicked it on and pointed it across the street. The beam barely reached the building, but it caught the window for a second, and for the first time, we saw the man's face. He wasn't looking at us. He was looking slightly past us, through the window, like he was watching something behind us. Daniel lowered the flashlight slowly. "Okay, that's creepy." I turned around instinctively. The entire office behind us was dark. Empty cubicles, silent hallways, nothing there. When I looked back at the window, the man was still sitting there, same position, same direction, watching. 3 nights later, Daniel didn't show up to work. Around 8 p.m., I texted him, no response. At 9:15 p.m., I was finishing reports alone when I noticed a light across the street. The man was still there, sitting in the window, watching. I suddenly felt uneasy, so I packed my bag early and left. The next morning, Daniel's desk was empty, and our manager looked pale. Around 11 a.m., she called everyone into the conference room. Daniel had been found early that morning, in the stairwell of our building. 6 floors down, unconscious. No signs of assault. No explanation for why he was there at 2 a.m. He woke up later in the hospital. But something was wrong. Daniel kept repeating the same sentence over and over. They were watching me. Daniel quit 2 weeks later. He moved to another state, never explaining what happened that night. But before he left, he came by the office one last time. I asked him about the man in the window. Daniel went quiet. Then he looked toward the street. The brick building was still there, same windows, same offices, but all the lights were off. Daniel swallowed slowly. You never noticed. Noticed what? I asked. He pointed at the building. The floors. I looked again. Then I realized something. Our office faced the 6th floor of that building. But the window where the man always sat was 1 floor higher. The 7th floor. Daniel's voice dropped. That floor doesn't exist. Later that afternoon, I walked across the street. The lobby directory listed floors 1 through 6, then 8 and 9. No 7th floor. I asked the security guard about it. He stared at me for a long moment, then quietly said, "That floor was sealed 15 years ago. Structural damage, no offices, no electricity, no access." That night, I stayed late again, just once. Around 9:40 p.m., I looked out the window. The office across the street was dark. All the floors, except one, the 7th. And in the window, a man was sitting at a desk, perfectly still, facing our office. But this time, he wasn't looking at Daniel's desk. He was looking directly at mine. And slowly, very slowly, he raised his hand and waved. Thank you for listening. If you enjoyed this story, be sure to hit that subscribe button for more chilling tales.